I think everybody's structurally so sound right now, and they're so dialed, obviously for the playoffs, that these teams they're ready to pounce off the mistakes. So you can't have the big ones. Live to fight another day, and the games they're more boring games. They're hard nosed and hard to play against. But the sense of offense, you can't get bored and you can't crack and you can't get out of character within the team structure because it'll kill you. And I think we saw a little bit of that on the road trip.
JT, what do you guys need to do tonight to feel good about the way you're playing?
I don't think the trip hasn't been all that road trip wasn't all that bad. I think we've talked about that. Kind of making too many of the big mistakes right now that we weren't making along the way this year. Even if we didn't have our game, we let the goalie see half the net type of stuff. And I think this over the road trip we kind of were giving up too many bigger mistakes. So it's we played hard in LA. I thought we played a hard game. Obviously the special teams kind of and lose us the game, but we had our looks there too. So it's not all bad. It's not like we're in here pouting or anything this morning. I'm really glad that we get to play this type of team this evening. It's going to be an awesome game.
JT, how close do you think you are to playing where you want to be, and how much tweaking needs to be done to get there?
I'd say we're pretty close. We're still top, 5 in the league or whatever. So it's not perfect this time of year, but I think it's good for us. And it's supposed to be hard right now. It's not like there's many teams just running away with stuff right now. So it's these games are hard, and I'm really glad we have a lot of meaningful, hard games coming up. It's going to really do good to prepare us, I guess, moving forward.
Are the points more important, or the process? It's more about how you're playing as opposed to where you might finish at this point.
We haven't really talked about goals all year, to be honest with you. We've been keeping it pretty day to day, and the process is very important. And if you play the right way and lose, I guess right now because we're clinched, you can hang your hat on that. And I just think if you're not, and you're making big mistakes and getting out of structure and try to do stuff yourself, it's hard to sleep at night if you're giving up those types of errors like we did in the Vegas game. And I thought for LA, for the most part, we played a pretty good game. They just capitalized on their looks.
JT, you guys talk about staying even keel, going through the process every day. How do you balance what's coming up with the playoffs and that urgency with trying to maintain that even keel?
We talked about our standard and the culture and around here. You shouldn't even be thinking about that stuff. I think it should be engraved in our DNA as a team, and something we should do as a habit at this point is play the Canuck hockey, and we shouldn't be thinking about got to play this way. Right now it should just come naturally. We should be doing the little things and playing the way we're supposed to, and that's how you win the playoffs. It just becomes like an everyday norm type of thing. So, like I said, we're really just focused on the game today. We know it's really fun playing against these guys every time, and obviously we're aware that could be a matchup down the road. So we're looking forward to it.
JT, there are guys in this room that have never been in this situation, either where they are or what's about to happen in the playoffs. Do you think they all get it? Do you guys talk about how the game changes from November, December to now?
You don't get it until you experience it. It's just a fact. We can talk about what the right things are to do, but until that actually happens to you, how much I've learned in my playoff experience is astronomical amount. I had no idea what was going on my first couple years into it, and then you start to learn what it takes, and you have to go through it and experience it. So it's going to be a big learning experience, but I think with the amount of talent our group has and we've shown that we can play, I think there's no reason why we can't go in there with the standard we've been playing up to, and we've proven to the league that we can play with anybody when we're on our game. So it's all we're going to worry about.
JT, Ian Cole just said when he was in Pittsburgh, Sully said, regardless of what happened, just play. Because when you get in the playoffs, everything's magnified, every play's magnified. He said the reason they had success is they just went out and played and didn't think, just played up. You've been in the postseason. How big is that aspect?
Well, that's a lot. We've had a lot of guys that have never been in a real playoff game before. So and they had a lot of experience. So it's not. That's a great mindset, but it's going to be, easier said than done to go out and just ignore everything for a first timer. It's. We're trying to say all the right things and do the right things. That's why the leadership of the guys that have been in the situation before have to step up and lead the way, because it's going to be hard for a lot of the guys to stay 100% focused whenever the crowd's rocking and you're in an away building and you can't think straight because you haven't had the puck in 5 minutes. It's hard, but it's part of the learning experience, and it's the best feeling ever when you can get the opposing building to be quiet. You know what I mean? That's just something you just learn along the way.
Okay. And puts the Wolverines up 1-0 here in the first, and now we're gonna.
Oh, I think you have to all these.
generational talent. Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.